Alright, hey everybody, and welcome back to Hexile Gaming. I'm Scott. I've got another match of X-Wing 2nd Edition for you here on Tabletop Simulator, this time between Hand of Vecna on the left and Modest Proposal on the right. Hand of Vecna flying Wedge Antilles with Squad Leader. Unusual. So he's going to be doing red coordinates. Proton torpedoes, pretty standard. R4, going to reduce the difficulty of his 1s and 2s. Then we have, and a shield upgrade, you know, for more defense. And I think there are shield upgrades on all of his ships, that sure is. Biggs with proton torpedoes, shield upgrade. And then Dutch with selfless, proton torpedoes, and R4 astromech. Modest Proposal on the right, flying definitely an interesting list. He's got Hera in the Ghost with Intimidation, 9 Num, and Zeb. So he wants you to bump so that you can reduce your agility with Intimidation. And then he wants to shoot you at range 0 with Zeb. Accompanying that is Jan Ors, so she can take a stress and then turn that 4 dice attack. Double check that. That 4 dice attack, which would be 5 at range 1, into a 6 dice attack at range 1, which is insane in the membrane. She's got Squad Leader, so she can also coordinate, but she has a Tactical Officer, so it is a white coordinate. And then the Blue Squadron Scout, who already has a coordinate, but it's red, has a Tactical Officer to turn that white. And Leia Organa, so that once every 3 turns, these ships can do red maneuvers and treat them as white. So the U-Wing and the Hawk can both do stops. The Ghost can do like a 4K. This seems mean. I like both of these lists. We'll see the munitions could be very, very difficult. Could be very effective against the Ghost. What is Hera's ability? After you reveal a red or blue maneuver, you may set your dial to another maneuver of the same difficulty. Interesting. A red or blue maneuver. I wonder how that works. So this is the VCX dial. So he could put in a 1 hard and then do a 4K? Hera is a 5, so she'll be moving after Biggs and Dutch, but before Wedge. Take a look at Zeb real quick. You can perform primary attacks at range 0. Enemy ships at range 0 can perform primary attacks against you, so works both ways. But Zeb is very cheap. Was he 1 point? Let me look. Yeah, he's 1 point. Very cost effective. Alright, back to dials these players go. Are we going to see an early use of Leia here with a 0 stop and a turn? And then a 1 hard or something. I doubt it, because you're probably not at risk of a proton torp, but the last thing you want to do is reduce your agility right before you take proton torps. It's not going to matter for Hera. She doesn't have any evade anyway. But it would matter for the U-Wing. Is that 2 focuses? Yep. Jan has her 2 focuses banked. Alright, looks like all the dials are down. What do we see with obstacle placement here. We've got 3 debris and 3 rocks, so I wonder who brought what. There's not a lot of need to stay in formation as far as I can tell, so that's usually why you would bring debris. There's no abilities that take advantage of stress. It also looks like everything was placed on Modest's side, so maybe he did that so that he could move towards an engagement in this open space. Alright, Modest going back over these dials. He's playing with Jans, but it seems like I think he's safe from this debris. I don't think there's any reason to turn. He's not ready to put that dial down. There he goes. Alright, 4 forward out of the U-wing. He must be wanting to stop next turn. 1 forward out of Biggs. No Biggs deal. So Dutch goes with a barrel roll, which stresses him. Hera does a 4K, so we must be seeing... Did he spin? No, he didn't spin Leia. Are we going to see a 0 maneuver and a turnaround here for the U-wing? Get a boost out of Jan. One forward out of Wedge. So these guys are just biding their time. They're going to spend as much time far away and with these rocks in between them as possible. Now, do we see hard turns here? What does the... So the 2 hard is good. So you could 2 hard there, 2 hard here. Maybe like 1 bank or something from Jan. Depends. Does a hard turn here help you? Or does it hinder you because these guys are going to move up this way? Two, 5, 5, 3, 4, 6. So we have no overlapping pilot skills. There's the 0 maneuver. Two bank out of Biggs. 1 bank out of Dutch. One bank out of Jan. Now, does he just force a bump here? The 1 forward, or... 1 forward would be blue. Oh boy. Changes the arc for Jan. She needs to have that arc, 1, facing towards the enemy, and 2, facing towards her allies to use her ability, right? A friendly ship in your firing arc. Yeah. So it goes for a 1 forward, relieves the stress, but keeps the rebel ships back here. 2 bank out of Wedge. Now I wonder if you self-bump here, does this count as fortressing? I don't know. I would think you'd need to do it more than 1 turn. I think if you do this, because this just seems like a good idea to force these rebels to come towards you, get rid of the U-wing stress, maybe like a 1 bank. Chris says, only if they stay in the same position for 2 or more turns, I believe. Yeah, that's how I would go. I think doing it 1 turn at least is just smart. I'm more concerned about it at the beginning of a match than in the middle. Because this just seems... I mean, if you do pull this off, this just seems like skillful flying. It's good range management. Alright, 1 forward out of the U-wing. Goes for a focus. Did he open his wings up into attack position? He's currently in closed mode. So Janors stays right where she is. So does the Ghost. Nice maneuvers there. I don't think these ships can continue playing this long game. Gonna have to eat some proton torpedoes sooner or later. And it seems like it's gonna be soon. Alright, back to dials. So, what can you do here to stay out of torpedo range? Even another stop maneuver there. Got 2 bank out of Dutch. I mean, even a 1 bank. That's pretty far. Chris says, do you have your own Discord, or are you using the TTS X-Wing Discord? I'm using the TTS X-Wing Discord. So if you're watching on YouTube, that should be below my archived videos. And if you're watching on Twitch, I think you can type !Discord into the chat to get the server. So Dutch with a 1 straight. Goes for a focus. Hera with a 1 forward. Oh, the blue squadron did a zero maneuver. Okay. And he is in attack position. Open wings. One bank out of Wedge. So we're definitely going to see some one bank maneuvers out of Dutch. Maybe a 3 out of Biggs. We know the blue squadron can't do another stop maneuver. Well, actually he could. He could use Leia to do a stop maneuver and stay right there. Wouldn't relieve the stress. I bet that's what he's going to do. I bet he's going to do a 1 hard with Hera. He's going to spin Leia. Maybe do a 3 bank with Jan. No, he's going to stay up here closer. Do a 2 hard or something. So if we see a 1 hard into here, and then a 1 bank out of Dutch, is there anywhere Hera can go the next turn to start doing her blocking shenanigans? I don't know. Connor saying, where are all the phantoms? Vecna usually flies quadruple phantoms, at least in the Kyber Cup. But Modest said, hey, are you going to fly those quadruple phantoms? And Vecna says, I might. And Modest says, then I'm not interested. They're tough, man. 2 hard out of the Hawk here. Whoa, wait, wait. Dutch went with a focus? Oh, because Wedge is going to coordinate. That's what's up. Let's see that squad leader. So Modest dialed in a 1 bank. And he was saying he's going to change his dial, but he's not. He's going to 1 bank here. And go for a target lock on Dutch here. Okay. There's the 1 bank out of Wedge, who's going to coordinate to Dutch a target lock. So Dutch and Biggs are going to end up with target locks, and they are going to throw these proton torpedoes into Hera. Alright, so I think we are in the combat phase, the initiative phase. Engagement. Oh boy. I know X-Wing 2.0. So Wedge, probably going to shoot into the Ghost. Range 3. Be 3v1 minus 1. So 3v0. Oh boy, are we using dice rollers? We sure are. Ooh! But he's got the big dice rollers. He knows what I like. 1 hit. And that is 1 damage on Hera. Ooh. The wings were closed on Wedge. So 1 hit still. Same result. Let's go ahead and denote that. So Jan activates on Hera. So it'll be 5 dice into Dutch. Not obstructed. Oh boy, we got 2 different dice rollers here. Two hits and a crit. Gonna target lock for 3 hits and a crit. And Dutch blanks out. Biggs is going to trigger while another friendly ship at range 0 to 1 defends before the neutralize result steps. If you are in the attack arc, you may suffer 1 hit or crit damage to suffer 1 matching result. Okay, so Biggs takes 1. And then Dutch takes 3 on the shields. And, oh boy. This is Jan's roll, 3 hits. One eyeball and 1 blank. Dutch is going to do it again. So Dutch takes 1 damage. 2 damage. Down to 4. I'm liking this Biggs. I think I'd like him better with some sort of regen astromech, but I like it. Spreading out the damage, like Rebels do. Here comes a proton torpedo from Dutch. So 3 focuses. Ooh, boy. 2 hits and a crit. And he's just got to take that. That is all 3 shields. 1, 2, 3. And now we'll see Big Shot, which should be No, not obstructed. Wow. Okay. Proton torpedoes from Biggs into Hera. Two hits and a focus. It's going to re-roll this blank. So 3 hits and a crit. Not obstructed, so he's just got to take it. 1, 2, 3 hits and a crit. And that crit is fuel leak. Ooh, boy. He's going to need to get rid of that one, because that's going to have a lot of chances to go off. All right. Blue leader. Going to shoot into Dutch. This one. Yeah, hit crit. Range 3, so we'll get an extra die. Ooh, with the natties. Oh, it's not range 2, or range 3, it's range 2, sorry. So, no natties, just a focus. Whoops. And Biggs takes the crit. And then Dutch takes a damage. So Modest with 30 points. Hand of Vecna with 43. How much is Hera worth? 85. Interesting. Alright, back to dials. So that big volley of proton torps. 4 damage. 8 damage. One of those a crit. I guess one was a Wedge. So 7 damage from the proton torps, 1 from Wedge. So still hasn't spent Leia. I don't know if now is the time to use it. We could see 2 stop maneuvers from the U-Wing and Jan. Hera's going to want to get into this. Problem is this debris. Hera could move. You know what? Maybe we'll see a stop maneuver from the Blue Squadron, Leia, and then a coordinate. Coordinate a focus, maybe a target lock. Actually, we wouldn't see Leia because he wants to get rid of the stress on Jan so that if... Oh boy, no, don't make this camera one. So that if there is a bump from Hera, he could re-stress Jan and do a bigger attack. Probably see a 1 forward out of Jan. Some kind of 1 bank out of Wedge. Try and get a proton torp off. Maybe Biggs will do a 4K. Oh, there's no turret on Dutch. Brave. Let's see how the bets are looking right now. 1 for Vecna. Yeah, I don't know which way I'm leaning yet. Here comes the coordinate. And he does give Hera a reinforce. Biggs moves forward and focuses. Dutch goes for the target lock. And they both put target locks on Hera. So he dials in a blue 1. He's going to change it to a blue 2. So nice to see Hera's ability. Bumps into Dutch. Gonna roll for the debris. Ooh, man, it looked like that crit might have popped up. But he gets lucky. Takes a stress. 2 forward out of Jan. She bumps, but she does get rid of the stress. And here comes Wedge, probably the 1 forward. Yep. Gets rid of the stress, probably going to target lock. Or he's already target locked, so he's going to focus. He's going to light Hera up. She still has fuel leak on. So very likely that Wedge can put a crit through and trigger that. Hera still has 6 left. Range 1. This is Wedge. Ooh, I hit in 2 crits. That fuel leak's going off. Oh, boy. So fuel leak. After you suffer 1 crit damage, suffer 1 hit damage and repair this card. 3 crits and a hit. So first we have the fuel leak. Hull breach, stunned pilot, structural damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So she still has 2 left. Fuel leak is gone at least. Stunned pilot and structural damage. No, not panicked. Oh, here's the Hera shot. 2 hits and 2 focuses. Oh, I bet the reinforce took 1 of those hits. Okay. So that was into Dutch, who's up to 5. So he's on 1 hull. Jan looking for a target. Has a range 1 into the Y-wing. Two hits. So that Y-wing is dead. Because you can't roll more than that many die. Anyway. So Dutch is a 4, Jan's a 5. So Dutch is gone. Biggs is going to shoot. Range 1. Four dice. Ooh, 3 hits. And that is a dead Hera. Hull breach is going to turn those into crits. Direct hit in there. 2 direct hits. Oh boy. Oh man, that could have been a terrible chain, but she was super dead anyway. U-wing going to shoot into Wedge. Going to shoot into Biggs. Range 1. He's close to dying anyway. Ooh, 3 hits. And he coordinated, so he doesn't have a focus. Biggs blanks out, takes 3. Down to 1. Wow, wow, wow. What a turn of events. I think this stress was Hera's. Alright, there's what the board state looks like. Do we see Leia finally and turn this this U-wing? Yeah, I think you do. I think you do a stop maneuver, Leia focus, and then you move Jan Orr's 2 forward. Just try and stop Wedge from taking advantage of this. I think a 1 bank probably might get him arc. So I think you move up and block that. Although a block would probably still give him arc. You just don't want him to have mods. So what are we at? 85-92. Pretty close. Biggs is really limping along here. Do we have the Hawk dial up here? I don't think we do. Nope. I know the 1 banks are blue. I think the 2 forward is blue. What way is her arc facing? It's facing left, so he's ready for it. He's ready for an engagement up here. Does she still have any of her focus? She's got 1. All right, Leia, getting used. That feels weird. He's activating Leia. Here comes the turn. I'm trying to figure out how to resolve this. I'm going to figure that out after this game. I think you can type something in the description of the ship to make it turn 90 degrees, but we'll figure that out later. There is the K-turn out of Biggs. The 2 forward, which I thought was blue, does in fact look blue. So he relieves the stress, target locks J and oars. There's a K-turn out of Wedge. Nicely done. Looks like the blue squadron focused. Ooh, okay. Wedge gonna shoot into Jan. This could be pretty brutal. The 4 dice, 4v1. Two hits. Ooh, 1 natty evade. Takes 1 on the shield. J and Oars, 2 dice into Biggs. Range 2. Target lock and focus. Oh my god. He's going to reroll him with the target lock. Hit crit. Now that is what he wanted to see. Crit goes through. Biggs is dead. Rest in peace, my friend. So 85-123. We'll see a range 1 from the Blue Squadron Scout U-Wing into Wedge. 4 dice. Ooh, 3 hits. One of those is going through. Oh, Wedge's S-foils are still closed. Looks like both ships have closed S-foils, so I don't think Wedge was supposed to roll 4 dice at range 1, right? Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Sorry. S-foils... Well, no. While you perform a primary attack, roll 1 fewer dice. Okay, yeah. So we should have rolled 3, right? Oh well. So Leia regens one of her charges. Could see another stop maneuver out of the blue squadron. Or he could just try and turn into Jan Ors. Just get a bump. Could see a stop maneuver out of Jan. I don't know if that helps. Oh, here's the stop maneuver. Takes the stress. 1 forward out of Jan. She's going to turn that arc. I think she has a target lock into arc change, right? She does, but she probably doesn't want to stress herself. Connor saying, did the U-wing shoot? Yes. And did he do damage? Alright, yep. Wedge took 4. Well, I am behind the times here. I believe the U-wing rolled 3 hits and a focus. Yeah, well, and then he had a focus, so 4. And then Wedge blanked out. No, he rolled a blank focus, that's what happened. There is the bank out of Wedge. S-foils are open. So he tries to get out of range 1. I don't think he makes it. Sure doesn't. Range 1, 4 dice, plus 1 for Jan, I would assume. No, he's just going to take the regular shot. 3 hits and a focus. Did he have a focus? No, he did a stop maneuver, that's right. 2 blanks. So that's it for Wedge. Good game to both of these players. Congrats to Modest Proposal. Thanks for showing off this ghost build. And that's going to do it for this match. Thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, this is Scott from Hexiled Gaming, signing off.